2 of the show. Real honour to have the amazing Orlando Vaughan in the mix. Fantastic Dutch producer. Had the pleasure of releasing his Hunting Season EP earlier on this year. Check that out if you haven't already. His mix is jam-packed with classics that we all know and love from electro, plus a few other things besides. Great energy. Make sure you stay tuned for that in part 2.
Been wanting to do this for a while, man.
Yeah,
I've been checking out your stuff for on and off. Well, I don't know. Certainly since before you did that mix. So it must be 6 years or so. How long have you been making tunes?
About 25 years in total. But yeah, just been doing sort of various things. But did quite techno for a long time, and then kind of changed it up a little bit. Probably about 10 years ago. So yeah, and then sort of changing BPM. But I mean, it's quite interesting when you asked me to sort of for tracks and what spurred me to get into making it. It's like obviously kind of from a bit of a drum and bass background and then a bit of techno. Those worlds merge obviously through electro as well. I think it's I think where my sort of palette lay, you know. When I was at school, you know, I kind of was in bands and I played guitar badly for years.
Join the club, mate.
Yes, I was in like a couple of bands, and we was really lucky when I was at school. Really close friend of mine at the time, his dad had like a really nice sort of home project studio basically, and it was proper soundproof, isolated in a garage, and then it's sort of like, and it was just like a really fun place to go and experiment. So we were kind of into like pretty hard sounds, you know, all sorts of different sounds, but you know, we were kind of interested in the technology, you know, and that with kind of heavy guitar and sort of acoustic instruments and electronic instruments, and we were lucky to be able to have hands-on with drum machines. Really nice to be able to, at quite a young age, experiment without being, you know, having to pay for the privilege. We were just like able just to use his dad's kit when he wasn't in there. That kind of was an eye-opener into electronic music. But then all the sort of through school, I was sort of really varied palette, but was always really into like hip-hop, was always really into, you know, kind of electronic influenced music, and I think that, you know, certainly, I mean, the hip hop was a big sort of mainstay as well in kind of what we were into, and you know, that'd be pretty more Wu-Tang, and then, you know, Method Man, sort of RZA, any of their productions of RZA's like one of my favourite producers. I love the grit and the sound that he always got. And when I was left school, at school, that my music teacher at the time was like, you can't study music, you can't read music. So I was like, okay. So I did A-levels and went off and did like graphics, and that's kind of where, when I was at college doing graphics, I met quite a lot of the friends that have become lifelong friends, and that we kind of, in the sort of early days, formed a sound system. So we kind of formed the sound system, doing techno parties, raves and whatever else, kind of squat parties, and then that kind of spurred me into getting more into club music as a whole, you know, whether that be bass, techno, you know, electro, electronica, whatever it was classed as, we were just really into that sort of sound. Then I had more of an interest in the technology, and the technology was kind of where we were all really, you know, driven, and we were driven by that kind of tech side of it. So I went to a music college course, basically, so BTEC in music technology. That's really where I took it more seriously, and I built my own studio, and then I, you know, went out, got the Akai sampler, got a mixer, got a set of monitors, got some synths, you know, got a drum machine. We had a sort of pool of kit, like 303, 909, that we all just kind of shared between me and a few other friends, and we just that was where we started taking it a bit more seriously and just wanting to play out the music we were making. And I think that kind of spurred me then to want to get more into DJing as well, to sort of be able to try all the sounds. again, through sound system work, you know, I did a lot of freelance engineering. You know, I've engineered for some amazing kind of collectives and parties and stuff like Off Sonar with, you know, kind of old sound system friends that moved out to Barcelona, for example. And
nice.
You know, we Cocoon, you know, loads of different artists, basically, loads of people. Soul Clout, like Oxford, like loads of just mad sort of, you know, things. And we were sort of doing stuff like Forum, loads of kind of mad events and parties, and I think that's kind of where that interest in that sort of sound. I love being able to sort of fall into techno. I think it certainly underpins everything that I'm into electronically, I'd say. I love electro, but I think sometimes it's nice when you sort of have the sort of two worlds merge as well a little bit. It's quite interesting, like kind of sort of more of the 4/4 electro that's out at the moment. And
there's a decent amount around, isn't there?
And sort of, I think people seem to be more able to listen to different sounds within one set as well, rather than it just being a sort of it's the wrong term, but just sort of saying it must only be this or it must only be that. You know, as people want to go to a techno event, they want to hear techno all night. You know, they hear electro, but they want to hear electro all night. But I think certainly we're seeing like festival crowds and people that are kind of have a wider palette, wider taste of different sounds.
Hey, this is Francois Dillinger. You're listening to Bass Agenda.
Electro Morales with Electro Global. This is my guest mix for track listings. I'd like to give a shout out to Crime Fighter and CHP Recordings. I hope you enjoy this journey, so sit back and just turn it up and let's ride out.
einem Code zu einem System. Berechnen im Internet kann man diese Datenwelten sehen. Können wir keine Maschinencode widerstehen. Megatradiktion muss ewig weitergehen. Analoge Dinge werden digitalisiert. Sicherheit und Fortschritt durch die Medien propagiert. Wir finden alle Fehler in diesem System. Deshalb sind wir wertvoll, aber unbequem. Keine Schwächen bleiben vor uns unentdeckt. Haben in die Machtzentralen eingecheckt. Und am Ende uns selber ist nicht abzusehen.